You're not stuck, you're not limited, you're not defeated, you just haven't leveled up yet. Listen to me, your next level doesn't require permission. It requires decision. You've been sitting at the same level for too long. The same habits, same excuses, same circle, same mindset. But here's the truth. You can't reach new heights with old thinking. You got goals, dreams, vision. Great. But those things are cheap if they ain't backed by action. You want success, but you don't want sacrifice. You want elevation, but you still tolerate distractions. You gotta level up. Period. This ain't about talent. This ain't about background. This is about grit, focus, relentless pursuit. Nobody is coming to rescue you. You gotta wake up and go get it like your life depends on it, because it does. Leveling up means doing what others want so you can live how others can. It means saying no to average. It means embracing discipline. It means becoming obsessed with growth. Stop settling. Stop shrinking. Stop waiting. Stop becoming. If you're tired of being tired, if you're sick of your own excuses, if you're done watching others live your dream, then it's time to level up your life. If you're really serious about leveling up your life, then you have to understand something right now. You can't just raise your goals. You have to raise your standards. See, everybody wants to dream. Everybody wants to set the bar high when it comes to vision boards, Instagram captions, or saying what they're gonna do. But the problem is, your daily standards don't match your dreams. Say you wanna be a millionaire, but your habits are broke. You say you wanna be great, but your effort is average. You say you want success, but you tolerate laziness, procrastination, and distractions. That's the disconnect. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you accept. So the question is, what are you accepting on a daily basis? What kind of behavior do you allow from yourself? What kind of effort are you okay with? What kind of language are you speaking to yourself? Because if you're speaking doubt, speaking fear, speaking negativity, and then expecting greatness, you're fooling yourself. Goals are sexy. Goals sound good. You want to be in shape. I want to travel the world. I want financial freedom. I want to be a boss. All that sounds great. But if you keep your same standard, the one where you hit the snooze button, where you scroll for 2 hours instead of reading, where you eat fast food and skip workouts, where you don't invest in your mind, you'll never get there. You won't rise to your goals. You'll fall to your systems. That's why I'm telling you, don't just dream bigger, live sharper. If you want to be elite, if you want to level up for real, then you have to elevate the way you think, the way you move, the way you respond when no one's watching. It's easy to get hyped when people are clapping for you. It's easy to talk big when you're inspired. But can you maintain high standards when life hits, when you're tired, when nobody's supporting you, when you don't feel like it? Your life right now is a reflection of the standards you've accepted over the last few years. And if you don't like what you see, if you're frustrated, broke, unhealthy, disconnected from your purpose, then you've got to change the level you're operating on. Your own standard produce your current life. So don't be surprised when your dreams stay dreams. Don't blame the world. Don't blame the system. Don't blame your family. Blame the standard you've been living by. Let me ask you something. When you say you want more out of life, do you really mean it? Because if you do, you got to stop playing on level 2 when you're built for level 10. You can't keep hanging around average and expect to become excellent. You can't keep tolerating mediocrity and expect greatness. The standard you set is the life you will get. You want to be a leader? Then hold yourself to a leader standard. Leaders don't show up when they feel like it. They show up because people are depending on them. Leaders don't wait to be told what to do. They take initiative. Leaders aren't ruled by emotion. They're grounded by mission. You want to be wealthy? Then hold yourself to a wealthy person's standard. That means no more impulse spending, no more wasting time. That means you study the game. You build discipline. You make money work for you instead of working for money your whole life. That means your mindset about money has to shift from survival to abundant, from short-term to legacy. You want to be healthy? Then stop operating on the junk food standard. Stop saying, I'll start next week. Raise your standard to the level where you value your body like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop thinking fitness is a punishment. Start treating it as a privilege. Look, I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you great. And greatness demands high standards. You can't keep asking life to give you more when you haven't upgraded who you are. You're trying to cash $1 million goals with minimum wage discipline. And life doesn't work like that. The universe responds to consistency, integrity, commitment, not wishful thinking. Every single day is a test of your standard. What time do you wake up? How do you speak to yourself? How do you treat your time? How do you go when nobody's watching? How do you react when things don't go your way? These are all reflections of your internal code. You're not being judged by the goals on your wall. You're being measured by the standard you operate on in silence. Here's the truth. If you don't set your own standard, life will set one for you. And trust me, life's default standard is struggle. Life's default standard is settling. If you don't decide that you deserve better, that you'll work harder, that you'll push through, then you'll just blend in. You'll stay stuck in a cycle of almost, maybe, and someday. It's time to shift. Right now, you're not leveling up just for you. You're leveling up for your family, for your legacy, for every person watching you to see if it can be done. You are someone's blueprint. You are someone's inspiration. You are someone's last hope to see what's possible. But you can't help them if you're living under your potential. Don't let your dreams die because your standard was too low. Don't let your gift go unused because you didn't feel like showing up. Don't let your future be a repeat of your past. Every day is a new chance to operate higher. Every day is a new opportunity to rewrite your identity. Every day is a test. Are you serious or are you just talking? So here's the challenge. Make your standard so high that average feels uncomfortable. Make your habits so strong that success becomes the default. Make your commitment so powerful that nothing can distract you. When others sleep, you grind. When others quit, you fight. When others coast, you climb. That's what it means to level up your life. It's not about shouting your goals. It's about living your standard. And once you raise those standards, once you truly decide that average is no longer acceptable, you'll never be the same again. And neither will your life. Excuses are easy. They're comfortable. They give you a way out, a soft place to land when you don't feel like showing up, when you fall short, or when life gets hard. But I need you to hear me clearly right now. Excuses are the silent killers of greatness. They don't come with loud alarms or flashing lights. They show up dressed like logic. They show up wrapped in sympathy. But what they really do is rob you of your potential. And if you don't kill your excuses, they will slowly, silently, and steadily kill everything inside of you that was meant to be extraordinary. See, your mind is powerful. And when it's not focused, when it's not disciplined, it'll start creating reasons why you can't. I'm too tired. Or I didn't grow up with support. I failed too many times. I'm not like them. And the worst part, those excuses sound so real in your head. They sound so convincing. Or just because they sound true doesn't mean they're helping you. In fact, those excuses are building a prison around your potential. Brick by brick, lead by lie. Here's what most people don't realize. Every excuse you make is an agreement with mediocrity. Every time you say, I can't, what you're really saying is, I choose not to. You're giving yourself permission to stay the same, to remain stuck. And over time, it becomes your identity. You start believing that you're incapable, that you're unlucky, that life is unfair. But the truth is, life isn't holding you back. Your excuses are, look around you. Every person who leveled up didn't do it because life was easy. They didn't rise because everything was perfect. They rose because they refused to let excuses rule their lives. They had every reason to quit, but they did, and neither should you. Your potential is greater than your pain. Your future is stronger than your failures. But you'll never see that if you keep feeding yourself stories about why it's not possible. Excuses don't protect you. They paralyze you. They don't comfort you. They don't comfort you. They cripple you. And if you're going to become everything you were created to be, you have to declare war on every excuse that tries to take root in your mind. Let's talk true. Excuses are habits. And like any habit, they get stronger the more you use them. The first time you say, I don't have time, it's an excuse. The second time it becomes your belief. And soon it becomes your reality. You stop looking for time and start defending your lack of it. You stop seeking growth and start defending your limitations. Before you know it, you've built an entire life based on avoiding discomfort instead of chasing greatness. That's the danger. That's the trap. Excuses trick you into thinking you're safe. They make you feel justified. But they never lead to transformation. They lead to repetition. Same results, same setbacks, same pain. You can't make excuses and progress at the same time. One of them has to go. And if you really want to level up your life, if you really want to shift into a new dimension, you have to get real with yourself. That means calling yourself out. That means owning your flaws. That means looking in the mirror and saying, it's on me. No more blaming. No more finger pointing. No more waiting for circumstances to change. If you want to see change, you have to be the change. Let me tell you something powerful. When you stop making excuses, you start finding solutions. When you stop saying, I don't know how, and start saying, I'll figure it out, you activate a different version of yourself. You begin to unlock creativity. You develop resilience. You discover strength you never knew you had. Because here's the truth. You are far more capable than you've been acting. You are far stronger than your excuses make you feel. Do you want to know what separates the top 1% from the rest? It's not just talent. It's not just luck. It's ownership. They own their choices. They own their time. They own their energy. They own their outcome. They don't wait for someone to come save them. They get up and make it happen every single day. When you kill the excuses, you gain power. Not power over people, power over yourself. And that's the highest form of power. That's what discipline really is, self-leadership. And when you lead yourself well, everything else in your life begins to change. Your finances, your relationships, your mindset, your identity. It's not going to be easy. Don't think for a second that the excuses will go quietly. They're comfortable. They're familiar. But just because something feels comfortable doesn't mean it's right. Growth is uncomfortable. Greatness is uncomfortable. But so is regret. And you have to choose your discomfort. One leads to progress. The other leads to pain. You might not be able to change your past, but you can change your pattern. You can draw the line and say, from this day forward, no more excuses. You can shift the narrative from victim to victim to victim. You can become the kind of person who doesn't need motivation because they operate from discipline. That's who you're capable of becoming. But it starts by letting go of the lies that have kept you small. Some of you are one decision away from a completely different life. One moment of honesty, one act of courage, one choice to say, I'm done letting my excuses run the show. Because here's the deal. You've tried excuses and they haven't worked. You've used them for years. And what have they gotten you? Frustration, delay, regret. But when you start living in truth, when you start holding yourself accountable, when you start taking full ownership, everything changes. Your future is not determined by your excuses. It's determined by your execution. So stop rehearsing your limitation and start rewriting your standard. Stop saying I can't and start asking, how can I? Stop hiding behind your history and start building your legacy. You have everything it takes. But potential without responsibility is wasted energy. You can have the talent, you can have the dream, you can have the plan. But if you keep giving in to excuses, none of it will matter. What matters is what you do consistently, not what you say occasionally. So I'm challenging you right now, eliminate one excuse today. Just one, replace it with action, replace it with effort, replace it with focus, and do it again tomorrow. Stack the wins, build momentum. Watch what happens when you stop negotiating with your limitations and start operating like your life depends on it. Because it does. This is your season, but only if you make it your season. The difference between average and extraordinary is small. It's the difference between excuses and execution. Choose execution. Choose growth. Choose greatness. Choose to stop hiding behind what's easy and step into what's possible. Because the truth is, you were never created to live small. You were never meant to stay stuck. But you'll never rise if you keep letting your excuses weigh you down. Kill the excuses before they kill your potential. If you really want to level up your life, you can't do it by yourself. And you sure can't do it while staying connected to people who are pulling you backward. You need to take a serious look at your circle. I'm talking about the people you hang around, the voices you listen to, the energy you allow into your space. Because here's the truth. Your circle will either elevate you or suffocate you. There's no neutral. Either they're lifting you up or they're dragging you down. Either they're feeding your purpose or they're fueling your distractions. You can't rise surrounded by people who are comfortable being stuck. And I know what you're thinking. But that's my boy, that's my cousin, that's my day one. I get it, loyalty is a beautiful thing. But loyalty becomes self-destruction when it keeps you tied to environments that no longer serve your future. You've got to stop confusing history with destiny. Just because you've known someone forever doesn't mean they're meant to go where you're at. Some people were only supposed to be in your life for a season, but you're trying to make them permanent in a space they were never designed to last. When you're serious about leveling up, you start looking at your circle like a mirror. What are they reflecting back to you? Are they challenging you to grow? Are they pushing you to be better? Are they holding you accountable to your potential? Or are they enabling your excuses, validating your laziness, and distracting you from the work? Because if you're trying to fly and you're hanging with anchors, you're not going to get off the ground. You need wings around you, not weights. Your inner circle should be like a gym for your character. Being around them should stretch you, break you down, build you up, and push you beyond your limits. If you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're the most disciplined one in the crew, you need a new crew. Your environment matters. You can't expect growth in a space where everyone is afraid to grow. You can't see greatness in a space where mediocrity is celebrated. Let me make this plain. You don't have to hate people to outgrow them. You don't need to make a dramatic exit. You don't need to announce it on social media. You just need to evolve. And as you evolve, your energy will shift. Your habits will change. Your mindset will upgrade. And naturally, the people who are not aligned with that will fall away. That's not loss. That's alignment. That's growth. That's making room for the people who are actually meant to pour into your purpose, not drain your progress. You got to stop expecting vision from people who are blind to your calling. They don't see it because they weren't given your mission. That's okay. But you can't let their lack of vision affect your movement. You've been carrying too many people on your back. You've been slowing down to match their pace. You've been shrinking yourself so they don't feel small. But what if your growth is the very thing that gives them permission to grow too? The truth is, you need people in your life who make you uncomfortable in a good way. People who don't let you make excuses. People who ask you, what's the plan? Now what's the excuse? People who celebrate your wins and challenge your complacency. If your circle only knows how to party with you, but not how to pray for you, push you, or plan with you, you don't have a circle. You've got a cage. And it's time to break out. I'm not saying cut everybody off and be alone. I'm saying be intentional. Surround yourself with people who think differently, dream bigger, and move with purpose. Get around people who've already done what you're trying to do. Learn from them. Study them. Be humble enough to admit you don't know everything and hungry enough to ask questions. Mentorship isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Sometimes the problem isn't you. It's who's around you. You're trying to grow in soil that's not fertile. You're trying to bloom in environments full of weeds, negativity, drama, fear, doubt. And until you change your environment, your growth will always be limited. That's why when people get serious about their goals, they naturally start spending less time in certain spaces. Not because they're better than anyone, but because they're focused on becoming better versions of themselves. You have to protect your peace, protect your time, protect your vision. Every conversation, every interaction, every relationship is either giving you energy or taking it. And energy is your most valuable resource. You can't afford to waste it on people who aren't going anywhere. You can't afford to keep investing in relationships that aren't bearing fruit. You can love people from a distance. You can cheer for them without running with them. I need you to get this. Your circle is your future in preview. If you want to know where you're headed, look at who's around you. Are they growing? Are they grinding? Are they living intentionally? Or are they complaining, settling, and making excuses because energy is contagious? And if you're not careful, you'll start becoming like the people you spend the most time with. Whether you want to or not, you were not created to live average. And deep down, you know that. But sometimes you're too loyal to comfort zones that are killing your calling. You're waiting for permission to outgrow what's toxic when what you need is courage. Courage to leave the familiar. Courage to seek out those who are better, wiser, stronger. Courage to become the version of you that scares you because it demands more. Your destiny doesn't require you to stay stuck. Your calling doesn't demand you to stay quiet. And your greatness doesn't give you the luxury of comfort. It requires growth. And growth means change. And change means letting go, and not out of hate, not out of ego, but out of purpose. So here's the challenge. Audit your circle. Who adds value? Who drains it? Who challenges you to level up? Who keeps you comfortable? Who celebrates your wins and who gets silent? Who speaks life and who speaks fear? The answers to those questions will tell you everything you need to know. And once you know, act. Don't delay. Start surrounding yourself with people who remind you of your goals, not your doubts. People who push you to be disciplined when you feel lazy. People who respect your boundaries, support your grind, and remind you that your vision matters. When you align your circle with your calling, your life will start to shift faster than you ever thought possible. Because at the end of the day, you're not just building life. You're building a legacy, and legacies aren't built in isolation. They're built in community, in accountability, in connection. So choose your circle wisely, not based on convenience, but based on purpose. Not based on history, but based on destiny. You can't soar with eagles if you're flocking with pigeons. You can't run a marathon with people who quit at mile 1. You can't chase excellence while holding hands with mediocrity. It's time to rise. It's time to grow. It's time to be bold enough to say, I love you, but I'm not staying here. I'm going higher. And when you do that, when you choose to change your circle, you won't just change your environment. You'll change your mindset, your discipline, your standard, your future. And before you know it, the life you used to dream about will become the life you're actually living. Not because it got easier, but because you got serious. And because you chose the right people to walk with you on the journey. Execution. That's the difference maker. That's the separator. That's the gap between people who talk about what they want and the people who go out and get it. You got to understand, you don't need permission to act. You need conviction to execute. Too many people are sitting on dreams, ideas, goals, vision boards, and plans, but they never see them come to life because they're too busy explaining instead of executing. They're trying to convince everybody while they're about to do something instead of just doing it. You're wasting time trying to get everyone to understand your vision when half the people you're talking to don't even understand their own. You're trying to justify your moves to people who are comfortable sitting still. But hear me. Your dream is not a democracy. It's your assignment. Your calling. Your purpose. And purpose doesn't need applause. It needs execution. There comes a point where you have to stop explaining yourself and start proving yourself. Stop talking about how you're going to get in shape and get in the gym. Stop talking about how you're going to launch the business and stop filing the paperwork. Stop telling people how you're going to change your life and actually change your routine. Because the more time you spend talking, the less time you spend talking, the less time you spend doing. And success doesn't reward the talker. It rewards the executor. You can't manifest what you don't move on. You can't pray for things you won't work for. You can't keep showing up with big words and no actions. At some point, you've got to make this shift from desire to discipline, from dreaming to doing, from waiting to winning. That shift is called execution. Execution means showing up on the days when you don't feel like it. Execution means putting in the reps when nobody's clapping for you. Execution means doing the work even when the results haven't shown up yet. Because you understand that results follow action, not the other way around. You don't wait for motivation to act. You act and motivation follows your movement. Let's be real. How many times have you had a great idea and done nothing with it? How many times have you started something but never finished it? How many times have you told yourself, tomorrow and next week, or when I have time, but that time never came? That's what happens when you live in explanation mode. You stay stuck in potential. But potential without execution is just wasted energy. It's time to stop being a professional planner and become a powerful producer. Stop waiting until it's perfect. Stop waiting until you feel rigged. Stop waiting for someone to give you a green light. The truth is, you are the green light. No, you are the sign you've been waiting for. You are the key to your next level, but only if you move. You can't steer a parked car. You can't win a race you never start. You can't build something real off of a blueprint that never leaves the page. And I get it. Execution is scary. It's easier to talk about it. It's safer to plan. Because when you actually act, you risk failure. You risk judgment. You risk discomfort. But let me ask you something. What's the bigger risk? Failing while trying or living your entire life never knowing what could have happened if you had the courage to act? You gotta be willing to get uncomfortable, to fall, to fail, to mess up. Because that's where growth lives. That's where confidence is built. Not in perfection, but in progress. And progress only happens when you execute again and again and again. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a persistent spirit. You don't need 100 likes. You need a hunger to finish. You don't need validation. You need vision. And vision only becomes reality when it's fueled by relentless execution. You see, everybody has dreams. But not everybody has the drive to bring them to life. And that's the difference. That's why some people succeed while others stay stuck. It's not about being more talented. It's not about being smarter. It's about being committed. It's about showing up day after day, doing what others won't until you build what others can't. You need to stop asking for opinions and start building results. Stop asking people what they think about your dream when they haven't even built one of their own. Stop trying to get likes on something you haven't even launched yet. What you need is quiet, focused execution. Go dark, go deep, go all in. And let your work speak for you, because here's the truth. Nobody remembers what you say you were going to do. They only remember what you actually did. And the world doesn't owe you anything for planning. It rewards those who deliver, who bring value, who solve problems, who create change. You want to be great? Execute. You want to level up? Execute. You want to live the life most people only dream of? Then you got to be willing to do what most people only talk about. You got to stop getting high off ideas and start getting disciplined in action. Because at the end of the day, intentions don't create legacies. Execution does. There are no shortcuts, no cheat codes, no magic formulas. It's work every single day. Work when it's boring. Work when it's hard. Work when it's slow. Work when no one sees you. Because that's how you separate yourself. That's how you elevate. That's how you build something that lasts. And here's what happens when you commit to execution. Your confidence grows. Your mindset sharpens. Your standards rise. You begin to respect yourself on a new level because you're no longer talking about your potential. You're walking in it. You're no longer waiting on the world to recognize you. You're building results that can't be ignored. Don't waste your gift. Don't waste your season. Don't waste your calling explaining what you're about to do. Just do it. And if they don't see it, that's fine. If they don't believe in it, that's fine. If they don't understand it, that's fine. Because when the results show up, when the fruit is undeniable, they'll have no choice but to respect the work. From this moment on, move different. Think different. Grind different. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Start where you are. Don't wait until you feel fearless with the fear. Don't wait for everything to make sense. Walk by faith. Execution over explanation. Results over excuses. Action over anxiety. You've been equipped with everything you need to go to the next level. But now it's on you. Nobody's going to hand it to you. Nobody's going to do it for you. It's your dream, your vision, your assignment. And it's time to go get it. No more delay. No more excuses. Just execution. Day by day. Step by step. Brick by brick. Until the life you imagine becomes the life you're living. Most people want to level up their lives, but few are willing to confront the deep inner battles that come with that journey. The eighth key to truly leveling up your life is to fight the internal war, because no matter how much external success you chase, if you don't win inside, you'll never hold on to what you built. The war isn't just against procrastination, laziness, or distraction. It's against the voice in your head that says you're not good enough, that whispers you'll never make it, that reminds you of every failure, mistake, and shortcoming. You have to learn how to shut that voice down and build a new dialogue within. The level up process starts not in your job, not in your gym, not on your social media feed. It starts in your mind. When you wake up in the morning, you've already entered the battlefield. Before you check your phone, before you even brush your teeth, your thoughts have begun shaping your day. The difference between people who stay stuck and people who grow is that the ones who grow take control of their minds before their minds take control of their minds, take control of them. You must understand this. Thoughts become patterns, and patterns become habits, and habits shape your entire life. So when you let negative self-talk dominate your mental space, you're basically laying the foundation for a life built on fear, doubt, and hesitation. That internal war must be fought every single day. Winning that war requires strategy. You can't walk into a battlefield without armor and a game plan. You need affirmations, discipline, meditation, prayer, whatever tools help you guard your mental territory. Start replacing those toxic thoughts with empowering truths. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I'm becoming better every day. Instead of I always mess up, say, I'm learning from every experience. Your mind believes what you feed it consistently. If you speak defeat, you will walk in defeat. If you speak victory, you start walking with power. Don't just think positively, think purposefully. One of the hardest internal wars to fight is the war against comparison. Social media has poisoned many people's minds, making them feel like they're behind in life because someone else seems ahead. But leveling up your life doesn't mean measuring it against someone else's timeline. It means getting in alignment with your purpose, your values, and your calling. You weren't created to live someone else's life. Your success might look different. Your growth might be slower. Your progress might be quieter, but it's still valid and it's still meaningful. The internal war here is learning to celebrate yourself even when no one else is clapping. Another battle we all face is the war with fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of taking the lead. And this fear is not always loud. Sometimes it shows up as procrastination, overthinking, or perfectionism. But if you don't confront fear, it will become your master. And when fear is your master, you will always serve it by playing small, by quitting early, by settling for less. So you've got to face your fear head on. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? What's the worst that could happen? And what could happen if I actually try? Fear is often just a liar dressed up as protection. Keeps you in your comfort zone, but nothing extraordinary ever happens there. You also have to battle your past. So many people are trying to build a future while dragging the weight of regret, guilt, and shame. If you want to level up, you've got to cut the cord. You cannot go high while you're chained to who you used to be. Forgive yourself. Learn from the past, but stop living there. You made some bad choices. So has everybody else. You wasted some time. Okay, but now you know better. The internal war is choosing not to let your yesterdays define your tomorrows. Every morning you wake up is a new opportunity to write a different story. You don't have to keep rehearsing the old script. Winning the internal war also means taking responsibility. Stop blaming other people for where you are. Stop pointing fingers at your parents, your boss, your ex, your past. Real warriors own their flaws, their decisions, and their growth. Accountability is a weapon. When you take responsibility for your life, you take back your power. You stop being a victim and start being a creator. That's when your mindset shifts from a why is this happening to me to what can I do with this? That shift is massive. It turns obstacles into opportunities, pain into purpose, and struggle into strength. You gotta be honest with yourself. That's one of the hardest parts of this internal war. Stop lying to yourself about your habits, your effort, and your mindset. Look in the mirror and confront the real you. Not the version you show on Instagram, not the one your friends think they know, but the raw, unfiltered you. And ask, am I really doing the work? Am I showing up for my goals? Am I disciplined when no one's watching? Am I living in alignment with my values? Because if you can't be real with yourself, you'll never grow beyond the mask you wear. The war inside isn't won in a day, it's a lifelong battle. But the more victories you win, the stronger you become. Every time you silence doubt, you grow. Every time you choose faith over fear, you evolve. Every time you push through pain, you rise. And over time, those small internal wins become external transformation. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently, and people start to notice. But more importantly, you start to notice. You begin to respect yourself more, trust yourself more, love yourself more. When you win inside, everything outside starts to change. Your relationships improve. Your work ethic strengthens. Your resilience grows. That's why this internal war is so important. You can't fake it. You can't outsource it. No one else can fight it for you. It's you versus you. Every single day. But once you realize that victory is possible, and once you taste what it feels like to truly grow from the inside out, there's no going back. You'll stop settling. You'll stop shrinking. You'll stop living beneath your potential. So if you truly want to level up your life, stop looking outside for validation, approval, or shortcuts. Go to war within. Build the habits. Conquer the fears. Silence the lies. Forgive the past. Take responsibility. Speak life. And above all, be consistent. Because the one who wins the internal war is the one who leads the external revolution.